Insta360 X4, an 8K 360 action camera.
Woo! Slippery. So sick. Oh god. Yeah!
Hey YouTube, what's going on? Today's video is going to be flipping awesome. I'm super excited about this video. This has been something I've been thinking about doing for months and months and months. And inside this box, I have something super exciting I think you guys are really going to like, and that I think is really going to up the game of the content I create on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and just getting clips of riding and stuff super exciting. And you probably know by the title of the video because you clicked on it, I've got a new camera in here. Got an Insta360 X4, so let's crack this thing open. I haven't even opened the box yet and see what the X4 is all about. I am super excited. We have got a lot of goodies in here to unpack. I'm gonna place everything out that I grabbed, that I purchased from Insta360. And then we'll get into breaking it down, showing you guys this ridiculous package that I ordered, and I'm talking about this amazing camera. Okay, so as you guys can see, there's a crazy amount of stuff here. I've really spoiled myself and really gone all in on Insta360. So let's start to break it down. I'll put all the stuff down and we'll quickly go over each item, what it does, and get into filming with this thing. Super excited. Alrighty, now that we've got through the excitement of getting everything out of the box, let's get into what was actually in the box. This is the Insta360 X4, an 8K 360 action camera, arguably the world's best action camera. The box it comes in is pretty dang sleek, pretty cool. Like, it's got all the features listed on the side here, like nice info on the back there about what's in the box, like some pictures of someone mountain biking, motorbiking, etc. And now this camera is pretty dang cool, and I'm just going to crack straight into it. We're going to open this box up, try to keep the box in good condition. Okay, so you open up the box, this is what you see. So the Insta360 is an action camera like a GoPro, but as you can probably already tell, this thing is significantly different looking to a GoPro. Like, it's really long, it's skinny and tall, and what's super different about it is it's got one front lens and a back lens. The Insta360 has two lenses. Super cool camera, and the idea with having two lenses is this thing shoots in full 360 degrees. So like right now, if I had it filming, I'd be filming the curtains over there, the chair, and filming me and you guys in the camera, and stuff to the left and the right, which is pretty exciting. I'm super excited to get into that. Oh, let's get into pulling off these satisfying peels here. One of the most exciting bits about getting new camera gear, new toys. Oh, there's one. Oh, how satisfying is that? Check that out. The bonus. And another one there. And then lastly, the glass screen protector. Oh, how satisfying is that? How cool does this look, guys? Look how shiny this thing is. Like, what an insane looking gadget. Like, there's the Insta360 X4 logo. Man, this is awesome. And then in here, what is this? You get a cool little carry case for your Insta360. Oh, and inside there is, oh, is this like a wee frame for it? I actually don't even know what this is. I assume this is a wee frame that you put on the Insta360. Let's quickly see. Yeah, nice, a little frame thing that goes on it. Oh, and so another thing about Insta360, what's really cool about it, is it comes standard with like a tripod mount, so you can just screw it straight onto any tripod, which is pretty dang cool. So yeah, there's a wee thing for it there, so we'll just leave that on. And then you have like a wee carry case thing for it with nice foam padding inside, and I'm gonna assume, yep, you can fit your Insta360 right in there, zip it up, and it's good to go. Mint. The next thing you get, is your lens guards. So I'm a big fan of these because, as I said, if the lens gets scratched in the 360 camera, that's kind of it for it. Because like it films in full 360, so any little scratch on it, you're gonna see it. Oh my goodness. So luckily that was just the lens guard. So these are the standard lens guards here. So the idea is you screw this onto your camera, and now the standard lens guards, I believe, actually no, never mind. So these are the standard lens guards, and what these things do is you clip them onto your camera, they protect the lens, and they're actually pretty sturdy feeling. They are made of plastic, they feel pretty good. So I'll quickly show you guys how that works. So you get your lens guard here, twist it into place like that, and then you have a lens guard on the front, and then obviously it comes with two, so you can put them on the back. So these are the standard lens guards. I also got the premium ones. But yeah, pretty dang cool. We'll take this off and I'll show you guys where the battery lives in here, if I can work it out myself. So the battery is off the side here. You click this little switch and that one, and out it comes. Quite a massive battery compared to like a GoPro. And what's cool about this battery is it lasts much longer than a GoPro one. It can last up to 135 minutes, which is pretty cool. So we'll get this thing charging so I can actually take it for its first test run. And while we do that, I'll show you the other gear we got. Alrighty, with the camera charging, we'll now quick fire for the other items I got. So the first one was the Insta360 X4 carry case. Now it does come with a little carry pouch, but I wanted to get an actual carry case for it because like it's just got room to put all your bits and pieces, like a selfie stick, the camera, charging port, etc. And like this is a nice hard shell cover, pretty durable and not too big. Has a nice carry strap there, good zip. So I thought this would be an ideal thing to get, and it was only like $15, which is pretty cool. And I can now carry the camera with me everywhere I'm out riding, and I could put this down like on the ground by a ramp and be confident that if someone did bump it, it'd probably be fine. The next toy from Insta360 I'm super excited about is this unicorn helmet mount. Like quite a crazy thing to call it, but how this thing works is that you would stick one of these to your helmet with the sticky, something like that. The helmet mount or the unicorn horn would then go in like this. Then similar to how GoPro does, you have like a similar kind of screw mounting system. You just got to line it up just like with GoPros. And once that's in there, you'd tighten this up something like that. And then have the sticking out to the front or the back of the helmet, and the Insta360 screws on itself. Remember, the Insta360 is quite big, so it'd stick out quite a bit. And you get these real awesome shots of the camera in front of you or behind you. Quite similar to my DIY spinning mount that I've made with my GoPro, but way less sketchy. And this thing is super light. Like I imagine it's carbon fiber. Didn't cost very much, and very, very cool that Insta360 sells it itself. I'll have to make sure I keep a hand on all these parts and bits and pieces. I don't even know 100% how it works, but I'm super excited to learn how and show you guys. Up next, we have an extra battery, and I just wanted to point out that this thing came packaged in this nice foam, and then the battery itself comes in its own little case, which is pretty cool. So you see the Insta360 logo there, and then you crack this thing open, and so it's got its own case for the battery, which I think is super cool, like super awesome. So we've seen a battery before, exactly the same, but definitely a step up from like what GoPro does, I'd say, because like it comes with its own case for the battery, which is cool. And with the battery, I also got this multi-charge pack, or this fast charge setup, so you can charge multiple Insta360 batteries at once. I only have two, but as you can see, you can fit 3 in there, so that'll be really cool for charging. And just wanted to point out as well that this came packed in foam as well. So like all their stuff is just packaged so nicely, which is pretty cool. But stoked to have multiple batteries, be able to charge multiple at once for big filming days. Alrighty, up next we have a chest mount, really similar to what I already run with my GoPro, but a bit fancier, a bit flashier. It's got this nice sponge pad here, so it doesn't actually hurt to wear it. Nice buckles, they're not all twisted, they're not all worn out. And like a similar mounting system to the GoPro, but it looks like, oh wow, this can rotate around. Man, that is cool. That is game changing. So the reason why I say it's game changing, with the GoPro, you can only mount it one way with their mounts. With the idea to rotate it around, you could now film vertically and horizontally without having to swap mounts around. That is such a game changer. And then obviously the way you mount this is it twists on to the tripod mount to the Insta360, but you could take this off and then just mount it that way, or even mount a GoPro on here as well. So very, very cool. Up next, we have a helmet mounting kit, and really just a set of like extra mounts for doing any kinds of mounts, whether it to be to my helmet or somewhere else. Real similar to the one I already have for GoPro, but just nice to have some replacement bits and to have the adapters to use the tripod fitting. And like the idea being it gets mounted something like that, but also could be mounted straight on top of the helmet or anywhere else. So definitely an essential. Next up, we have another pair of lens guards. The difference with these ones being is they are the premium lens guards, so they are made of the tempered glass rather than plastic. So similar to the other ones, they twist onto the camera, but being made out of glass, they're even more durable. And for like, you know, when I'm mountain biking, if I'm going to crash, have dirt, mud, whatever, flicking this thing, maybe even rocks, really keen to have it protected. So I thought these were a must buy. They had really good reviews. How you tell the difference between the premium lens guards and the normal ones is the premium ones have this little red dot on them there. It makes it real obvious which ones you're using. And what's really cool about these is they come with their own little microfiber cloth, and it's branded. Like, another really nice touch. Like, really impressed so far with Insta360. Next up, I won't even worry about taking this out of the box, but this is just like a little wind muff or wind sock. So it's, you put this on the side of the microphone's the camera, and when you're riding mountain bikes, it stops all the whoosh, like sort of wind sound, just increases the quality of the clip a little bit. And these were like, I think $8, so well worth it, I reckon. Next up, we have an Insta360 branded 128 gig SD card. To be honest, SD cards I already had were probably good enough, but I thought I'll get one more. They're pretty affordable on their site if you bought a camera. And because this camera shoots in 8K, I really wanted an SD card that I knew would handle it, and obviously their own branded one will, so pretty stoked. Up next, this is the only item I didn't actually buy on this list. So for every Insta360 camera you buy, they give you a free flask, which is pretty cool. So really nice touch. Like, I don't use flasks very much, but who knows? Maybe I'll take this one out with me riding or out on adventures. This next item is one I already had for my GoPro. That is a floating handle grip. And so the one I've had with my GoPro, I've had for nearly 10 years. It's getting pretty weathered, so I thought I'd buy a new one of these. And like, obviously it has nothing to do with riding, but at Camp Columba, I use it in the pond, or we use this a lot in the pond, I imagine, for filming different videos. If I go to the beach or a river, anything like that, or like Kiwi Water Park, I thought I'd want one. It's actually quite big, good grip. And again, like, Insta360 branded, which is pretty dang cool. Just 2 items to go. So this next item is the Insta360 Invisible Selfie Stick. So this is one of the major selling points of the Insta360, because these selfie sticks, when you extend them out and have the camera on the end of them, the 360 effect of the camera actually makes these invisible, which is really, really cool. So this one's 114 centimeters, so it is massive. And I'm really looking forward to using it in some unique scenarios to get that invisible effect and have that almost drone effect. And it's the one that came stock with the camera. So if you buy this camera just on its own, you'll get one of these as well. We're finally on to the last item, and it's pretty dang spectacular. So this here is the Bullet Time tripod and selfie stick combination tripod. Again, shout out to Insta360 for keeping my stuff safe in the mail. So first off, it is a tripod, first and foremost. So pretty basic, pretty standard, good for filming myself. But what's really exciting about it is it's compatible with my selfie stick. So first I can put the selfie stick on the top of it. And then all of a sudden it's gone from like a small tripod to one that can extend 114 centimeters. But additionally, to be able to screw on this way, you'll see there's a wee screw here. And if I take this off, I can unscrew the selfie stick on this way. And over here, you'll see there's like a wee icon for tightening and loosening. If I loosen this thing off, and now that I've finally got it loose, you'll see that this now spins around. And this is what Insta360 calls the bullet time effect. You might think this looks real crazy and silly, but you can get some pretty awesome like POVs with this and some awesome like establishing shots, which I'll show you in this video. But for now, just check out this thing. And it does actually spin both ways. So super excited to try it. This doesn't really have a riding application, but the extendable tripod definitely does. Man, look at this absurd mess of like packaging, awesome toys, like a knife. Oh, and actually, I got a lens cap for it as well because I thought that was important. Like, Becca would kill me if she was home for making this mess. So I got to clean this up while the camera's charging. But once the camera's finished charging, what we'll do is I'll get into how the camera works, show you guys a touch screen, flick through the camera, have a play with it for the first time, and then we'll get out and film with it, get a compilation of all the stuff I've learned how to do with it, and yeah, have heaps of fun. Like, I'm so excited, guys. I hope you're enjoying this one, even if it is a bit long. Awesome. So X4 is now all charged up. Here's the lens cap if you're interested. So we'll take that off to turn it on. Actually, before we turn it on, you'll notice I've got these wee stickery things on the side. So these are for the wind muffs, or like the wind sock, and they actually just Velcro on 1 and 2, easy as that, and stop that wind noise. And actually that looks pretty funny with them on. It kind of looks like Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc. if you're familiar. And what's really convenient, once you're done, you just take those off like this and you have them gone. You can put them away again, really convenient. The GoPro had these as well that I was using, but you had to put it over the entire GoPro like this, which was kind of annoying because you couldn't access the battery SD card. So I really like the convenience of those. But in any case, let's turn this bad boy on. So power button on the side here. And bam, just like that, you can see me. You can see it on recording. And if I spin around, you can see all kinds of stuff all through our house, which is pretty cool. So it's cool. You can look at the whole 360 view. We'll put it just up to looking at, I don't know. Let's get it back looking at me like that. Perfect. So you can see how I'm filming you guys with the tripod. And like, real cool camera. What I really like, if you swipe up like this, these are all the kind of, swipe down from the top like this. You got all your settings here. You can scroll across, like notifications. You got wind noise there. So there's like stereo for vlogging, wind noise reduction for mountain biking or any windy activities, direction focus. You can pair it to like Bluetooth headphones. You can pair it to a Bluetooth remote. It's got the lens guard removal there to notify what kind of lens guards you're using and if you remove them, so it adjusts how it films, which is pretty cool. My favorite thing though is in here, it's got presets. So it already came with some on it. It's like motorbiking, skiing, outdoors, mountain biking, surfing. This isn't actually surfing. This is one I made for low light, but you can get in these. So if I'm going riding, I can just click on that and already it's immediately on its setting. And then if you click on here, you can change stuff like the resolution, the frame rate, etc. So real easy user interface, just like GoPro. And then you can change how it looks as well. So you can go from like mega view to ultra wide to de-warp, all these different settings, which are pretty cool, which I don't know heaps about, but we'll learn in time. Go over here, you can view the albums. This is something I just a photo I took and some filming I just did with the cat before. And if you then go and press the side button here, you can then switch between single lens and 360 shooting. So in single lens, you can do normal, we'll go back. You can do normal video, free frame video, the me mode where you take like a selfie yourself, it always never moves, loop recording, take photos. If you go back to 360, there's heaps of options from video to active HDR, time lapse, time shift, which I don't even know what it is. My goodness, that's fast. Time shift video can be used while moving to create a hyperlapse effect. Might have to try that. Bullet time for the spinning thing. Loop recording, star lapse, burst photos, interval photos, HDR photo, all the goodies in here. So really easy user interface and really cool that like when you're filming, you can adjust around and see what you're looking at and also connect this to your phone. But I don't really know what to tell you guys about it now, so what I think we'll do is let's get out in the field and we'll get to testing this bad boy. And I've got a lot of spots lined up to ride first. Let's get to the pump track and try this thing out. All right, team, we're finally out in the field with Insta360. So we're out here at the Mataura pump track. Lockie and Devin are here with me as well. It's gonna be really cool to test out the camera. We're on the P3. I thought the pump track would be the perfect place to test this thing out. Don't really know what we're gonna go with first. I've got all the mounts with me, so we'll get like a chest mount. We'll try out that unicorn mount, maybe a couple normal helmet mounts, and hopefully get some clips of following these guys as well, see what the tracking's like, and who knows, just have some fun. So let's try this thing out. Awesome, so to start off, we go on the chest mount. The chest mount's the mount I use the most in the GoPro. It does feel kind of weird being this long, but we'll see how it works. And this time we do have the windsock on. Whew, one sec. Sorry, mate. Already testing the follow cam behind Devin and Lockie. And supposedly you can make it so it's always tracking the person in the front. So I'll probably make it always track Devin. We might be able to try Lockie too, I don't know. Oh man, people everywhere. That'll be cool to try out that shot. So ideally, this gets rid of that annoying bit where you have to follow someone just the right distance. Hopefully with this new camera, I can just follow someone wherever. Not always being shot, and the same with them following me. Stay on the left. Keep going, keep going. Up next, the mount I'm most excited about, the unicorn mount. This thing feels ridiculous, it probably looks ridiculous, but we're gonna go for a lap and hopefully get it mounted correctly. Alrighty, here we go, unicorn mount. Oh my gosh, that's all I can see in front of me. That feels very silly. Last time, like an empty. For the climb to the top of Pope Road, I decided to use the Insta360's time-lapse feature, and I was actually really stoked with how it looked. I think it gives a cool perspective of the climb. I'm excited to try the hyperlapse feature in future. I then sped the time-lapse up for a second one to try the motion blur, which looked pretty cool outside the trees, but in the trees, in my opinion, pretty unwatchable. Alright team, we've transitioned from the pump track up to the top of Pope Road and the mountain bike trails. So we're on the status 160 now, back in the woods, because I want to test out the Insta360 out here, because as you can see, it's quite low light in here compared to the pump track. Like, there's bits of sun sneaking in. The light is quite low, so you can see how it performs in low light. So I've adjusted the settings. I've gone from 8K 30 FPS down to 5.7K resolution, 25 frames per second to hopefully just adjust the light a bit better. And we'll check the chesty on, because I think the chesty is the ultimate sort of POV thing for riding trails, and get a lap of the jump trail, see how it goes. Alright, you're on my chest. Let's see how the Insta360 performs in the woods, and how I perform in the woods. First time in here since I broke my collarbone. First proper ride on this bike since I broke my collarbone, so we're a bit nervous, because a lot of these trees just seem like they want to jump out and punch my collarbone, but hopefully they don't. And we'll probably take it pretty easy, to be honest, and just feel our way. Really can't wait to see what this footage looks like. Like, obviously you guys already know what it looks like. Woo! Slippery in here. Okay, into the drop. Oh, it's slick. I'm gonna have to go slow. Okie dokie, okie dokie. That's 1, 2. Woo! Slippery in here. Okay, we're surviving. Okay, this is probably like super duper wet, this step down, so we might just roll. Oh, we could probably could have jumped it, but okay. But now this is about survival. Okay, we're not getting up that. Man, it's wet in here. I thought it would have been a bit drier, but I was mistaken. Hopefully there's no mud on the lens. We might stop in a second here to see if there is. Let's stop there. Okay, the lens is good, so we're gonna keep going. Let's have a quick look at the footage then. Like, it's pretty good. I probably need to adjust the settings, but might have to look up a video on what the best sort of downhill trail settings are, but we'll carry on because it's pretty cool. Little skirt. Oh man, should have jumped that one, but didn't really see it. Oh, it's so slippy. Oh my word. Yo. Oh, man. Sickness. Oh, man, it is washed out in here. Okay, okay. Through the trees. Over the creek. Oh my goodness, there's like a river there. You! Oh, drifting. Heck yeah, boy. Sick. Oh wow. Hopefully that looked awesome. I'm really excited to review the footage. Might go up and try one more mount. I think we got time. Alrighty everyone, I've hiked back up a wee bit, about halfway up the jump trail to the stuff I'm comfortable riding with the unicorn mount on. We've put the unicorn mount back on. I found out at the pump track the reason it was sitting so low is I didn't tighten it properly because I hadn't used the spacers and the wrench. I've done that now. I've also adjusted the settings, turned the ISO up a little bit and lowered the shutter speed in hopes of maybe having a better low light function, but in any case, here we go. Unicorn mount in the trees. Hope we don't get stuck on anything. This is the lowest branch I spotted on the way. So I think we're good from there, but man, hope you guys get a laugh looking at my face while I ride. Woo! Yo! So sick. Yo! Man, I have no idea what this looks like. Oh gosh. What this looks like for you guys, but hopefully it looks sick. So I can actually see the camera right now. Like, not a heap, it's not blocking my vision, but I can actually see it. Okay. Over the creek. Oh, into the pond. Oh gosh. Okay, we pretty much made it. I think there's like 2 jumps left. Woo! Yo, whoa, that's low. Forgot about that one. Oh yeah, man, that's sick, team. Hopefully that looks cool. It feels cool, but who knows? Because we're at the trees and because I now have the unicorn mount standing straight up, so it should look maybe like there's a drone directly above my head. Like, I'm not riding super exciting trail, and there's mud flicking off my bike, but I don't know, it'll give an idea what this will look like, and maybe we'll use it in the future. If I can get one. There we go. Wonder what this looks like. Hopefully that looks sick. Alrighty. Get back in the car, we'll go home, and we'll review what we think about this thing. Awesome, guys. I've had so much fun today testing out the Explorer for the first time and using it riding at the pump track with Devin and Lockie, and then getting up Pope Road into the woods was so much fun. And it's really good to get on my bike again as well. Like, it's spring, it's warming up. It's a super good day, and honestly, like, testing this thing out, reviewing the footage after every time we tried a clip was probably just as fun as the riding. So I've just had so much fun today, and I really hope you've enjoyed the clips. I just want to now break down a few of the technical things, a bit of the editing, the stuff I really like about the Insta360 to finish up, because this camera is like, Like, it's flipping unreal, guys. Like, I knew it was going to be cool, but it was really blown me away how cool it is. So, in no particular order to start, one of the things I really love about the X4, which is a game changer for me, is the fact that it can film in two formats. So it can film in 16:9 and 9:16 format. And now, if you guys that don't know what it is, 16:9 format is like horizontal like this. So that's like YouTube videos you watch that are long format. And then 9:16 is vertical format. So like Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. And normally, if I was filming something on my bike, I'd have to film it twice to the GoPro, because if I wanted to film something for YouTube, I'd have to have my GoPro mounted normally like this. And then if I wanted that for TikTok, Instagram Reels, and for it not to be distorted and look poor, I needed to film it a second time and mount the GoPro vertically, take the mounts off and mess around. So it was a bit of messing around, and it meant if I did something scary or like something I didn't really want to do twice, I did have to do it twice if I wanted it on both platforms. With the Insta360, you just point and shoot, and it gets vertical and horizontal. So that's flipping cool for me. And the next thing I like about that point and shoot is that you can shoot when you're editing. You can do these things called keyframes, and during one clip, you can edit it like 100 different ways to choose what you're looking at. So in this video in particular, where I did like the wee run where I did a tire slide and a foot plant and a manual, if I just filmed it normally with the GoPro, it would look something like this, where you can hear it on doing it the tire slide, but it's just point at the handlebars the whole time. You know I did a foot plant of some sort, but I really like with this now, with the keyframes, you can make it pan down to show the tire actually sliding, to give more perspective what the trick is. Same with the foot plant, you can slide it down, and I really like that. I think that's going to be really exciting for doing stuff like a riding show, for example, where I can have the camera pointing at the crowd as I ride into the ramp, and then like it could look down at my bars while I do a bar spin, I land, then look back at the kids' reaction, stuff like that. It's going to be really, really cool. And there's just so many possibilities for that. Another thing I thought was really cool with that possibility is the idea when it was mounted on my helmet like this, when I was in between Devon and Lockie, you can do stuff like trace the person in front of you and then like go back to the person behind you. So for doing like party laps or trains on jumps or like downhill trails, it's going to be so sick. So you got to get the guy in front of you doing a big tave, then spin around and get the person behind you doing a big tave. Stuff like that is going to be absolutely game changing. And finally, with the tracking thing, I'll never miss someone on a train again. So if I'm following like a buddy like Callum, doesn't matter how close or far away I am from him, this thing will frame him so he's in shot, which is really cool. Takes away a bit of the like guesswork when doing a train or a photo clip. And the last thing that's really cool about the follow me feature is when I'm out filming and riding by myself, which a lot of the time I am riding by myself, it's just what I like to do. I can now get way more dynamic shots by just putting this camera on the ground. Because it shoots in full 360 and you can do that active track, I can get clips like these ones at the pump track where I did like the 270 and the tire slide, or the 450, where the camera is just sitting on a tripod, it doesn't move, but it looks like someone is panning it back and forth like this, which is just really flipping cool. I think it's going to level up my solo riding game, make solo missions even more fun and exciting. The next thing I really liked about it, that GoPro also does really well, is how stable this thing was and how smooth it was. So when it's on the chest mount, because this thing's so big, it does bounce around a lot, but it actually filmed like super steady flow kind of state kind of filming, which is great. Just like the GoPro's hyper smooth. And then I really put it to the test when I put it on the selfie stick and ran beside Devon and Lockie. Like the selfie stick was moving quite a bit like this, and it filmed them super smooth. So I was just super hyped how well and how smooth this thing filmed. And the other real cool thing about the keyframe, the ability to edit in the Insta360 editing studio after filming, is that you never really miss a shot again, or I'll never miss a POV shot again, because there's nothing worse when you have a GoPro and you think, oh man, it's going to look so sick. You review the footage and it's pointed too far down or too far up, and you've missed, like, you really clicked X up, or you've missed your buddy doing like a mess with no hander in front of you. With this, you'll never miss a shot again, so you just reframe it, which is amazing. And that's actually really good as well for riding if I have a buddy filming with me. Like if I do a hard trick, I don't have to be worried about them missing me doing it or messing up the shot, because this gets everything in a full 360, which is really cool. And I'm really excited to do that at Camp Colombo when I'm making the camp highlight videos, because I could hand this to a kid and say, hey, film this part of the camp, or hand it to anyone, and they're not going to mess up the shot because it's filming everything, which is just really, really cool. And another massive plus, and something that's impressed me just immensely about this camera that isn't actually about the camera, is the free editing software it comes with. So the Insta360 editing software, I'd never used it before. When you get the camera, you can use it for free. It is incredible. You can do all the keyframing stuff, like reframing shots however you want, both for horizontal and vertical clips. But alongside that, it has a whole music library full of free music you can use on like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc. without copyright. It's really simple and intuitive to use. It was really similar to iMovie, which I normally use, or like other things I've used before. And it has its own like color grading and like ND sort of filter effects as well you can do. So on this video, I already applied the like color plus, which just brightens the colors, make them more vibrant, a bit more natural, which is really cool and I really love. It's something I've never gone into, and I'm looking forward to playing with that color stuff to make my videos look better. And you can do stuff like motion blur and things like that, kind of like an ND filter, which is really exciting. And this, again, it's going to up the level of filming for me and just make it really fun to play with. And once you export from there, if there's something you can't do in it, you can export stuff from Insta360 and then go put it back into your iMovie or whatever else you use. And you can also put clips that are non-Insta360 into the Insta360 editing software, which is pretty dang cool. Yeah, so overall, I'd say I'm really stoked with the purchase of this camera. I wish I could say this video was sponsored by Insta360, but it's definitely not. I just decided to buy this thing of my own accord because it looked really cool. And honestly, I'm not disappointed. I will put a disclaimer out there though. If you're like a young kid or a teenager watching this and thinking you're gonna go buy this now, I would recommend it if you don't know much about editing or much about cameras. This probably isn't a good first camera to get because it is quite advanced, the stuff you can do with it. And you do need to know a wee bit about like frame rates, exposure, the logistics like editing with 360 software and stuff like that. Not to say that you can't learn it, because I'm not an expert and I've learned it in about, 6 hours last night. But I'd say, like, if you're just getting into filming for the first time or just want an action cam that you can turn on, put on your chest and just go for it, the GoPro is probably the one for you. But as I say, absolutely love this thing. It is super flippin' cool. I can't wait to film more videos with it, and I'm flippin' excited to get out to film in places like Queenstown or like Dream Track, something like that. Let's think this thing, or some epic downhill trails or dirt jumps somewhere. Like, this summer is going to be insane filming with this. Even at my own jumps, it's going to be flipping cool. So look forward to that, guys. And yeah, that's going to be about it for this video. It's been such a good day. Shout out to everyone who's made it this far into the video. You're absolute legends. If you have a question about this camera or want to know more about it, drop a comment below and I'll see if I can answer it. I'll also put a link in the description to a video that I watched beforehand, before I bought this, that I found really informative. I'm not associated with their channel at all, but I found it was really interesting and helpful, which can tell you more stuff about it. And yeah, be sure to give the video a like, comment below anything you want to see filmed with this camera, share it with anyone who might enjoy it, and subscribe if you're new. Cheers, team.